Do you know what your ragdoll actually does while you sleep? You might assume they're just resting beside you. You see them go completely limp in your arms before bed, and you figure they just shut down for the night like a giant fluffy pillow. But once your eyes close, something changes. Your incredibly docile cat does things you were never meant to see. And some of these behaviors reveal more about how they truly feel about you than anything they do when you're awake. Miss the meaning behind them, and you might be misreading your ragdoll entirely. Let's start with the heaviest one. 1. They use their sheer weight to pin you down. Ever woken up to 15 pounds of dead weight pressing directly across your shins or pinning your legs to the mattress? Most people assume it's just their ragdoll being lazy or trying to steal the warmest spot on the bed. But here's what's really happening. Ragdolls are famous for their unique genetics. They literally relax their muscles completely when they feel safe. But when they deliberately drape their entire heavy body across your legs in the dark, it's not just about comfort. It's a tactile alarm system. Unlike other cats, ragdolls are incredibly ground-oriented. They don't sleep in high trees. Their entire world exists on your level. By pinning you down, they are ensuring that if you move or if something approaches you, they feel the vibration instantly. That heavy, immovable fluff, it's a security measure. They are physically tethering themselves to you. They are using their massive size to anchor you to safety. So no, they aren't just trapping you under the covers. Your ragdoll is acting as a weighted security blanket. 2. They barricade the bedroom door. Why does your ragdoll suddenly leave the comfortable bed at 2 a.m. to sleep on the hard floor right across the bedroom doorway? 1 second, complete silence as they snore on your pillow. The next, they've relocated to the cold wood. It feels like a rejection. Maybe you think they got too hot under their thick coat. But there's actually a reason they choose that exact spot. Because ragdolls are not vertical climbers, they don't seek high shelves to survey the room like normal cats. When they lay their long bodies across the doorway, they are intentionally creating a physical barricade. They are securing the only entry point to your territory. Your sweet, passive cat has essentially turned their large body into a frontline defense. Researchers know that even the most gentle domestic breeds still carry ancient territorial instincts. Your ragdoll knows they aren't a fierce fighter, but they know their sheer size is a deterrent. When they sleep on the floor at the door, they are taking the first watch. And hey, if you're the kind of person who actually wants to understand what's going on in your cat's head, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. 3. They run a silent midnight escort. Have you ever woken up at 3 a.m. to get a glass of water, only to realize your ragdoll is walking silently right beside your ankles in the pitch dark? Most people assume they are just begging for a late night snack. But here's what most owners miss. Ragdolls are uniquely bred for human companionship, earning them the nickname puppy cats. Their attachment style is profoundly different from independent wildcats. When you leave the safety of the bed in the dead of night, you are breaking the secure perimeter. To a feline, wandering in the dark makes you extremely vulnerable to unseen predators. When your ragdoll follows you into the pitch black kitchen, they aren't looking for food. They are escorting you. They are using their superior night vision, seeing clearly in light levels 6 times lower than you can, to guide you through the territory safely. That silent shadow at your feet, it's your cat making sure you survive the trip down the hallway. They aren't following you out of hunger. They are protecting their most valuable asset. 4. They say "I love you" to a sleeping audience. Remember earlier when we talked about your ragdoll pinning your legs to keep you safe? That's only half the story. Because after they've secured the room and confirmed you're okay, something else happens. Something you'll probably never see. Cats communicate love in a very specific way. The slow blink. It's when they look at you, then close their eyes slowly and deliberately. Among cats, this signal means, I trust you completely. I feel safe with you. It's not random. It's one of the most vulnerable things a cat can do, because closing their eyes means letting their guard down entirely. Here's what most owners don't know. Your Ragdoll does this at your sleeping face. Behaviorists who've studied cats at night using low-light cameras have observed this repeatedly. Your cat will quietly approach your pillow, stare at you with those striking blue eyes, and perform a slow blink, even though the room is dark. Even though you are completely unconscious. They're not doing it for a response. They're not doing it for a head scratch. They're expressing something real in the only language they know to someone who will never witness it. That's the thing about a ragdoll's devotion. Their deepest affection often happens in total silence, in the dark, when you're not looking. And maybe that's what makes it so pure. It's not for you to see. It's just for you to receive.